going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got a film analysis on Gervon Dexter, the defensive lineman rookie of 2023 for the Chicago Bears. Take a look at what he did so well in 2023 and also at his flaws and things he needs to improve on for the upcoming season. As I said all about Gervon Dexter today in his rookie year for the Chicago Bears, had a really good premier season, and I'm really excited to dive into his ALL-22 to show you what he was able to do, because there's a lot of good stuff that he showed on tape, and also some stuff that he needs to improve on, but things that are really much fixable for his second season in the NFL, and he just showed so much promise. Really good player. Lots of people loved him. I loved him too in this year's season or last year's season, and yeah, let's get into this. How good was he in 2023? Where does he need to improve? And before we want to do that actually and dive into the tape, a couple of things to consider. For his stats in 2023, he played 17 games, was healthy for the entire season, had 20 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 pass deflections, and some of his advanced pass rush stats. He had 16 hurries on opposing quarterbacks and also 9 quarterback hits. Now, something else that we definitely have to consider is also his snap counts. Overall, he had 433 snaps played on defense for the Bears in 2023 and was really limited on defense. We're going to dive into that later on as well, why that was the case. Had 134 snaps out of those 433 played on run defense downs, and 297 of those snaps were actually pass rush downs. So you can see he was definitely limited to a pass rush specialist role, which in my opinion was something good because it really helped him to have a successful rookie campaign, in my opinion, because he could really focus on one thing, which was getting after the quarterback. So with that being said, let's get into today's film room episode. Really excited for this one, and let's actually start off with his pass rush. And as a pass rusher, Gervon Dexter was really good in my opinion after rewatching the ALL-22 for him in 2023. First of all, what really struck my eyes starting it off was his power. Obviously, the one thing that comes up with Gervon Dexter also from his draft stock was definitely that he has power over power, and he definitely showed that last season with the Chicago Bears. Has incredible core strength, great drive. With that, I mean leg drive, just constantly moving his feet and driving into the offensive guard or whoever he plays against. Then he showed some really good hands too, and had that nasty bull rush. Obviously, that comes with power, something you need for having a successful bull rush, and he definitely did in 2023. And also had a mix of a swim move in there a couple of times on his rushes, which was impressive to see and nice to see, because this is a point I'm talking about later on in today's video as well. For some plays, watching him actually performing as a pass rusher against the Panthers, he showed that strength, lined him in 4-eye on that play, and has a really good get off on that play, which was something that a lot of people criticized, and I get that at times he still has a slow get off, but right here gets a pretty good get off on that play. And what I like about this one is his hand placement and then the power on the play, obviously trying to showcase that here. The offensive guard here mistimes the punch of the Panthers, and Gervon Dexter just uses that for his advantage, is the lower man on that play and just shoves him basically away. Just great core strength here with his hands, pushes him out of the way, and then gets a big quarterback hit on third down, and the Bears are able to stop them with a good tackle here in front of the sticks. So that's a great play by Gervon Dexter, really impacts the play here and shows that not every big play from a defensive lineman needs to be a sack. Then another one that I absolutely love, probably my favorite rush of this entire video that we're going to look at today, against the Detroit Lions, lined up at 2-eye now, so they really moved him around the defensive line a lot, the Chicago Bears and Matt Eberflus. And what I love here, incredible play. First of all, it gets a really explosive get off on this one, and then the hands, just great placement right here, perfect timing, uses his swipe move here again to dismiss the punch of the offensive guard, and then the bend. That was really surprising on that play. He just bends around that offensive guard, shows his agility for a 6'6" monster that he is, and then just finishes this outstanding rep here. Now, Jared Goff still gets the ball off. That's just unfortunate, but he still gets a quarterback hit, and just the way he used his hands, quickly bends around that guard was so impressive. Like, this was definitely one of my favorite plays that he made in 2023 on tape that I saw. Then another good example against the Cleveland Browns, this time at 3 technique. Wanted to show you this one too. This is just pure power here, but also shows his relentless leg drive against Wyatt Teller, who's obviously a really good guard, one of the better ones in the NFL, and just drives him back all the way for a sack against Joe Flacco. Love it. Just shows his pure power, pure strength, drives him back all the way. You could make a case easily here for a holding as well, but it doesn't matter on this one. Gervon Dexter just fights through and gets a sack. Pure effort play. Love this one as well against the Cleveland Browns. And then another thing that really stood out to me is his ability on stunts. That's a big plus too as him as a rusher. And with that, I mean setting up and benefiting from stunts himself. There's a couple of examples against the Atlanta Falcons where that worked for perfection. And one play that we actually want to take a closer look, one is a perfect example by the defensive line of the Chicago Bears, how to set up a stunt with 4 rushers. They get to the quarterback and get a sack. In that case, Gervon Dexter actually. And Justin Jones, first and foremost, does a really good job here of setting up that stunt, picking up 3 offensive linemen of the Atlanta Falcons and just making that even a possible play here. So great job by him. And then you see Gervon Dexter just looping around that stunt, bending well against Matthew Bergeron, second-round pick of last year's draft out of Syracuse. So go Orange. Great job here by Gervon Dexter of using his speed to the advantage of the stunt, bending around Matthew Bergeron. Again, showing that bend is so impressive, his agility by his size, and gets a sack right here. So this is an outstanding job, and this worked a couple of times in that game. The exact same stunt with Justin Jones setting it up and Gervon Dexter looping around. So I love this, and this is a big ability for an interior defensive lineman, having that one that makes it a lot easier to hit home with 4 rushers. So that was also really impressive on his tape. So now we've seen his pass rush ability, what he could do against the opposing passing game. Did a really good job there in 2023. But how did he look against the run, and his weaknesses of 2023 is what we want to look at now next in today's Film Room episode, starting off with his run defense. And honestly, that was the weakness of 2023. He did not perform that well against the run. He would get moved a lot in multiple occasions. And while it's true that he actually showed a lot of strength and core strength, especially against the pass, he did struggle to anchor against the run, which is obviously a very important aspect that you need to be able to actually defend the run. And like I said, there's multiple occasions where he gets moved deep into the own half, and that's something you don't want. He needs to be stronger in that case and needs to improve here. But is that actually always the case? No, obviously not. There's some upside here with Gervon Dexter, and I brought a couple of plays with me that I wanted to show you as well. One good play against the Cleveland Browns where he makes a play on the front side. So you obviously need to be able to make plays on front side and back side. One example for front side is where he is against the Browns, playing the gaps really well, not being moved at all on this one. And the eyes are so important against the run to not getting fooled and actually making a play. So right here has eyes in the backfield all the way. Great timing to shed off the block. Does a good job here too, and then gets a key tackle on the running back. So this was a really impressive rep here against the Cleveland Browns. So he can do it. It's just not on consistent basis here. And then against the Lions, actually an example for a backside play, which was probably even the more impressive play because the Lions run an outside zone to the right. And the same applies here as for the last rep. Really good eyes and strength here. Plays his assignment perfectly. But Jahmyr Gibbs on that play actually gets a cutback lane. And what really impressed me on this play right here is by Gervon Dexter that he realizes that so quickly and moves all the way back to the backside of the play and makes a tackle here on Jahmyr Gibbs to limit the yardage on that play. So I love the impressive recognition here of that play, shedding off the block and then just pursuing all the way to the backside. That was really an effort play that you want to see out of your defensive lineman here. So that was really, really impressive. And then one more weakness that I actually want to talk about is his lack of counter moves. Obviously, he is really power reliant because it's his best move. He is just super strong and can throw people around. But the thing is, he is a little bit too bull rush reliant. There's a couple of reps where you can really see when an offensive guard is actually able to anchor against him. He gets stuck and gets no bull rush going at all, and then he just lacks a counter move. So that's something he needs to work on and find something that he can consistently win with. He had a couple of swim moves that worked out a couple of times, so there's a potential here, but he needs to work on that a little bit more to really get something going. But that's not the biggest of the problems. And with that being said, we want to move on and go to the conclusion and talk about how he's going to look like in 2024 and what I expect out of him for the upcoming season. Now, for the good of 2023, what we saw on tape, as I already said, he was a pass rush specialist, was really specialized in his role in 2023, which is, for me, in my opinion, not a bad thing by Matt Eberflus, giving him the opportunity to maximize his skill set that he had right now coming out of college. And he definitely knows how to get to the quarterback and pressure him, which is obviously super, super important in the modern NFL. He showed incredible power on a lot of plays and had, like I said, surprising bend for his size and agility on a couple of plays, which was beautiful to watch, and also had a pretty productive season overall for a rookie too, because a lot of people were doubting that pick. I feel like he definitely lived up to his expectations and did a good job in his rookie year. Now, for a couple of room for improvement points that I made, as I said, right now he's very much limited to a pass rush specialist role, so what he needs to work on is obviously his run defense, getting better there on a consistent base, and then, as I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, is also his counter move, working on something different than the bull rush to just pitch something different to the offensive linemen to beat them on a more consistent base as well. Now, overall for his 2023 season, though, and just concluding his 2023 tape study, I was really impressed by his rookie season, and he was an immediate impact player, which is obviously what you want out of a second-round pick, and he definitely provided that for the Chicago Bears. He has a very bright future for the Bears and in the NFL in general, and the tools to become a Pro Bowl defensive tackle moving forward for the Bears if he improves in a couple of areas, but I think he has the talent and just the athletic upside to definitely get this done within 2024, which is super, super promising. And overall, I just love Dino Dex. It's such a badass nickname, by the way, too. But Gervon Dexter is a great player, and I love that the Chicago Bears drafted him with a great talent within our trenches, and I'm just so excited. Can't say it enough for him and what he's about to do in his next couple of years with the Chicago Bears. And I also can't wait for 2024 and his upcoming season. And with that being said, guys, that's the end of the episode. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of Gervon Dexter's rookie season and his ability to rush the passer, which was such a great thing to watch on tape. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.